Hi guys. So I have not been on the channel for almost a month now, in a couple of days actually. I just looked back at the last video that I put up public. So January, I think we can all collectively say that we're going to be healing from that from January for the rest of February probably. It was tough, the interesting thing is it was tough on everybody in a lot of different ways. For me personally, it was in the physical. I'm starting to have a theory that the fourth house is not just about your past and your nurturing and your childhood. I'm thinking that the fourth house is also very much your body. As we're growing up, the third house is about being a toddler and your mind expanding and growing. And the fourth house is where we get grounded and where we feel safe and stable. And if we're not safe and stable and grounded in our body first, then the environment doesn't matter. And the last couple of years I have Capricorn in my fourth house in the last couple of years with all of this Saturnian energy. And it even dawned on me, starting with the Saturn and Pluto conjunction in January of 2020, that started off this whole pandemic thing, that happened in my fourth house. And that's about the time that the doctors believe that my body started, the cells in my body started duplicating rapidly then. They said that was probably about the time that it started because it had been a long progression, at least a year before there were symptoms enough to be found. So it's very interesting. I just wanted to throw that theory out to you guys. I haven't really said that out loud to anybody. But it's kind of, I'm just recognizing when Jupiter was I remember saying to somebody when Jupiter was in my fourth house, when it was in Capricorn, that I just got hungrier, that I became so much more, that I needed to eat so much more food. And and with Saturn in the fourth house, and it's very interesting. So wherever this Saturnian energy has been happening, and mainly the retrogrades that we had, the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde, wherever those happened, we're still in that post-shadow period. Mercury comes out of post-shadow period on the 23rd of February. And Venus comes out of her post-shadow period on the 28th of February. And so this is the time that we integrate those lessons. This is the time that we see what it was that the energy was showing us. For me, I had a pinched nerve in my neck. I literally there was nothing that I could do but lay on the couch for weeks in January. And I don't know that I've ever been in that amount of pain, including having a blood clot in my brain. I think that was the most pain. This pinched nerve was the most pain that I've ever had in my life. And I've had 3 children. So it was just unbearable. So I want you to recognize, and it's really, I want you to recognize where you're healing now, where in this post-shadow period. What about that Saturnian energy that we are still very much under? We have Mercury and Pluto conjunct this week. We have Venus, and Mars is getting much closer to Venus. They will be doing their conjunction dance for the next month. The sun has moved away from Saturn, and so we don't feel that doom and gloom anymore. But now that everything is direct, and now that we have this super, super intense thought process that's going on with Mercury and Pluto conjunct, it's almost as if it's like we're not really giving ourselves the time to heal. We had that Mars square Chiron yesterday on Sunday. And that could have brought up a lot of healing things that need to happen. Mars is in Capricorn, so wherever Mars is for you in Capricorn, and Chiron is in Aries, so wherever Aries is for you. But there was action probably taken on some healing. And for some of you, you may have been very triggered this weekend or very triggered yesterday. And even today, Mars is still less than a degree away from that square to Chiron. So We're still feeling it. There's still so much of this healing that we need to do. But if you're feeling like this, I have to go, 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 and you're not giving yourself any time to heal during this post-shadow period, you won't be able to enjoy the softness that comes with Pisces season. And that's really, I mean, I'm looking forward to the spring. I think everybody's really looking forward to the springtime. And I even know that in the media world, in the Matrix world, whatever you want to call it, in the world where they do that play of politics and all the bullshit that's going on, I know that tensions are rising, and I know that there are things that we're being distracted by, like, let's distract everybody by talking about this so they're not paying attention to all the chess moves that we're making over here. And I feel like it's just like all in an effort to make everybody really, really confused about everything that's happening in the world. And so really when it comes down to it, more than anything is undeniably standing in your truth right now. Undeniably standing in your truth right now. Because as we get closer to Pisces season and we get closer to that new moon in Pisces and we get Jupiter conjunct Neptune, the lines are going to be extremely blurred. And you can feel uplifted, enlightened. You're going to be able to feel so many amazing things if you are not living in an illusion, in a lie. Because there's also going to be a lot of ways where, like, people are going to be turning their backs on the way that they have believed, that, you know, their belief systems that they've had for a very, very long time. People are going to be turning their backs on it because of the persuasion techniques that are happening during this Mercury conjunct Pluto. That's and because this third time that Mercury it will be conjoining Pluto this week, after the retrograde, you know, the pre-shadow period, during the retrograde, this is the post-shadow period, Mercury conjunct Pluto. There's a lot that is being revealed. People's true intentions cannot be hidden right now. And so you can literally, you don't even, you know how it used to be where it's like you can tell a person like who they are by the energy of them walking into the room. You can tell the kind of person that they are. That is so incredibly true right now. And that's the thing, is you want to be able to be in tune with that. You want to be able to judge a situation, to be discerning. I don't even want to use the word judge. Let's use the word discerning, because yes, there's a little bit of judgment in discernment, but you're also learning all of the details about it. You have the information to be able to make an accurate judgment for yourself. But if you're judging things when you don't have all of this information, that's just plain judgment. You know, ignorant kind of judgment when you don't have the information for everything. But this post-shadow period is letting all of us know. There have been a couple of things that I've been extremely disappointed on as Mercury has gone direct. There have been people in my, I don't want to call it my circle, but kind of, you know, they were a little bit in my space, I guess you could say. That I kind of knew that they weren't going to be the person that I could rely on and trust, or be the people that I could rely on and trust. And because I sort of already had a gut feeling, I'm not surprised. A little saddened, sort of wish I was wrong in those situations sometimes. But that's where you need to listen to your gut feeling, and when you're going into opportunities and going into situations, because Mars conjunct Venus, Mercury conjunct Pluto, it's very persuasive right now. And I want you guys to feel the joy of what's happening in yourself, in the world, what could, you know, all of the possibilities, all of the things that you could bring into your life, all of the amazing opportunities that could show up for you if you learned the manifesting with intent, instead of living in a world or living a life that is not necessarily yours, that you're just kind of going off of what everybody else is doing. So let's go through the day-to-day. Honestly, guys, this week, like mainly the day-to-day stuff, we'll be talking about the moon stuff, because the energy of this week starts off with Mars trine Uranus. The moon is in Taurus on Monday and Tuesday, and shifts to Gemini on Wednesday. But with the moon on Taurus on Monday and Tuesday, whenever the moon is in Taurus, for me, it's not as stressful. Everything feels like it can kind of, time sort of slows down a little bit, which is nice. But Mars trine Uranus, Monday's going to be, the beginning of this week is going to be a really great time for you to sit down and get things planned, and sit down and let yourself set your intentions for the things that you want to see. All of the planets are going to be direct until April 29th, when Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn. So we have all of this energy to work with, and we have all of this fast-paced energy to work with, and easily you can allow yourself to get distracted or ungrounded in a hot second. So Monday and Tuesday with the moon in Taurus is going to be really good for you to get yourself grounded. There's a lot of personal growth with this Mars trine Uranus. You may even meet people that bring a lot of excitement and shifts and changes into your life. If you're able to contain your energies, and this is very important, if you're able to stay grounded, if you're able to stay focused, if you're able to contain your energies and not get too distracted, you can get a lot of stuff accomplished during this transit. And Mars moves a little bit slower. So we'll feel this. It's exact tomorrow. So we're feeling that Mars trine Uranus on Monday. On Tuesday, it will be exact. The moon will be in Gemini on Wednesday. And then that's going to kind of help the energy to lighten up a little bit. It's going to make, it will be lighter. I think the moon in Gemini always makes everything a little bit lighter. We're always a little bit chattier. And especially with the Mercury conjoining Pluto as well. And it starts, Mercury, I think, is like a degree away from Pluto on Wednesday. And so there will be a slow conjunction, because on Wednesday is when Mercury actually gets to that point to where he is in full movement again. So he's out of that, he's fully direct by Wednesday and moving at his regular pace. So it's going to feel like time is speeding up a little bit. But Mercury will be conjunct Pluto and trine the North Node that is now in Taurus. And so a lot of fated events are going to be happening. The mental capacity will be extra, extra intense during this time, especially since we also have Venus and Mars conjunct, and that Mars trining Uranus still. So be very careful with your words during this time, because people can be easily persuaded. Just make sure that you're not persuading them in a negative, don't persuade people for the betterment of you. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're and I have to even remind myself of this, because when I'm coaching people this week, when I'm working with people this week, I need to make sure that I'm not saying things because I think that they need to be acting a certain way. I need to make sure that I'm saying things based on what their soul needs to hear in order for them to grow and to evolve. And it's sometimes that line can be very thin sometimes, and you don't really realize you're doing it. Sometimes it's a very subconscious thing. So we all have to take extra caution in the words that we're saying and the things that we're talking about. There's a desire right now for justice. I've seen this so much on the social medias, but there's really a big desire for justice right now and for voices to be heard. And I'm kind of calling it the divine rage. I feel like everybody is sort of recognizing that we don't want to be controlled by this pandemic and by all of the narratives and the theories and the conspiracies and everything that's been going on, because it's not even just one conspiracy. It's not even just one theory. It's there's been, during the information age of the Gemini, Sagittarius, South Node, and North Node, there was this massive, like, too much information going on. And now that we have that Taurus North Node happening, we want the truth. We don't want to be lied to anymore. We're all sort of like standing in our power a little bit more, which is what Chiron and Aries really wants us to do this whole time. So do you see how all of these energies are working together to really help all of us and not keep us restricted? It's helping us to blossom and open up. But you have to remember that, especially with that Sun conjunct Saturn that we had last weekend and last week, when Saturn is showing you how you're restricting yourself in your life, when, that is the time for you to be like, oh, I can no longer do this to myself because I'm going to keep on giving myself tension. I'm going to keep on giving myself reasons to have excuses to not complete the things that I need to complete. So, Mars begins to also conjunct Venus, and this is bringing this passion inside of us as well. Venus is, yes, she's beauty. Yes, she's about money. Yes, she's about our career. Yes, she's about, all of the lust and that kind of stuff. But she's also about justice. Libra, right? Libra's about justice, and Venus is very much about that. And so having that action of Mars on there, it's a very fated time for anything to really happen right now. Depending on where that Mars and Venus, it'll be exact conjunct on the 16th, and they're going to be doing this conjunction dance for the next month until mid-March. But depending on wherever you have it, this could bring new relationships into your life. It could be romantic relationships, but it could also be very career-based relationships. Be careful not to be passive aggressive wherever this is happening. It'll be Mars and Venus conjunct in Capricorn through Aquarius. So just make sure that you're not being passive aggressive with that. And with Mercury conjunct Pluto, and Mercury will be in Aquarius the beginning of next week, but with Mercury conjunct Pluto this week, I don't want to see anybody be put in any positions where they're being persuaded to do things physically that they don't want to do. So make sure that you are paying attention to your environment and who's around you and the things that are happening. On the good side of all of this, it's a really great time to manifest. Wherever Mercury conjunct Pluto is in your chart, Pluto is about the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's about our souls, evolving through our lives. And when we have Mercury there, it's really helping us to manifest with intent, right? And bringing things into our lives, not frivolously, right? Pluto's a lot of power. And can also, in Mars, is a lot of power. And they can also be, be our demise at the same time. So the way that you use this energy, if you're not using it to better your situation by stepping all over people, like, let's not do that. And I don't think anybody watching this video is actually going to be doing something. I don't think anybody who would watch my channel would be doing something like that. But it's, it's possible. It's very, very possible for you to be like, oh, wow, this is something that I really, really want. And you kind of talk yourself into thinking, oh, that person's not going to be too bothered. But actually, that person's really bothered. So just, make sure that you're doing everything with the best of intentions, because you want to be able to bring new things into your life too. And I think that we use that manifesting word a little too loosely these days. So just make sure that you're putting your best intention behind everything, and you won't have a problem, I don't think. Established relationships are probably going to get either a boost. Venus retrograde really... It either brought new relationships into our life, really established and rooted the relationships that we're already in, or got rid of the relationships that we don't need anymore. And this Mars conjunct Venus is giving us that opportunity to enjoy those relationships that, are rooted. And then if you lost a relationship during that Venus retrograde, this Mars and Venus conjunction is showing you the relationship with yourself more than anything. So make sure that you look at all of that, like look at the big picture of that, and not why did this relationship get ripped away from me? Like, let's not look at that. Let's look at what we're going to do now moving forward after the fact. Wednesday through Friday morning, the moon is going to be in Gemini, attempting to lighten the mood. But again, it's really up to you on how you decide to use this energy, because this energy can be really, really positive this week, or it can be something that just sort of drags you down into the trenches. And also make sure that you are not sitting in the illusion of the energy either, because you can very much keep yourself busy during this time and not even really accomplishing anything. You're just keeping yourself busy so that you don't have to pay attention to what Venus retrograde showed you. Next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the moon will be in Cancer, trine Jupiter on Saturday, and this is the weekend before Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day is on Monday for those of you that actually celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't know that I actually celebrate it, but it's a cute little day. Like, I mean, I'm not going to go out and buy hundreds of dollars worth of things for people, but, Henry will just get big fat kisses from me this year, but it's not, and I don't think that it's like the evil that everybody really says that it is. I think it's kind of funny that Valentine's Day is during the coldest season of the year, and that's sort of obnoxious, but the moon in Cancer trine Jupiter this weekend is going to make the Valentine's weekend leading up to Monday really, really sweet. So it's going to kind of bring a softness, because Cancer is like the mother figure in the home. And so just really allowing yourself to pay attention to what Mercury conjunct Pluto is showing you as well. Moving into this weekend, it's actually going to be pretty good for manifesting as well. And I'm going to use that word again, with intention. We want to bring things into our life. We want to call things into our life with intention, so that we know because it's easy to look at situations and say, oh, you're going to manifest that into your life if you just say these words or do this ritual or da-da-da-da-da. And that's great that you want to put the energy towards saying the words and doing the ritual. But if you're not setting intentions to take action on what it is that you want to bring and call into your life, then that manifestation is never going to come to fruition. It's very much our energy. And that's what Jupiter in Pisces is really teaching us through this, is that using our own energy, our own source of power, those are the things that magnetize towards us. Those are the ways that we create our own reality. And it's just as simple as, I don't know if you've thought of like the way that your mind works. Your thoughts create your reality. And I'm not really a big fan of like just the law of attraction stuff, because I do understand that your thoughts create your reality. But the reason why your thoughts create your reality is because if you have a positive mindset, you're going to go off into the world and do positive things with your life, because people who have positive mindsets are happy, and they don't go out in the world and spread negativity. They spread positivity. And if you have a negative mindset, it's the same thing. You're going to go out in the world and you're going to do negative things. And that's what Mercury conjunct Pluto is going to be showing you. Your mind is going to be so intensely stimulated this week that you can easily fall off by being triggered by somebody else's words, and because it's persuasive to you at that point, or maybe you needed to be triggered, but recognizing that trigger does not have to define you. That trigger does not have to keep you stuck in a loop, right? And that's really a lot of what this week is, and really owning your truth in a big, big way. Couple of channel announcements before I wrap this up. February readings for general readings Because I was so down for January, I'm just now going to be getting them rolled out for the members this week. I might make them public. I don't even know that it would be worth it, because by the time Pisces season rolls around in just a couple of weeks, I'll be doing some general readings for March. And speaking of March, this channel will be bringing a lot of new content. We are restructuring the way that we do things, and I'm really, really excited about what's to come. And I think that you guys are all going to be really excited about it too. I appreciate everybody that has hung out with me through all of the last couple of years have been really difficult for me, and everybody that still shows up for me on this channel to watch these videos. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm not able to sustain anymore, and I'm not able to give you guys the content that I want to be able to give you. And at the same time, I don't want to get rid of my channel. I actually thought about selling it. And I thought, I mean, there were just a lot of ideas that were jumbled that were being thrown around. And so with my partner's help, we are renovating, I guess you can say. We're revamping, renovating, we're evolving. We want to bring a lot more content for you all, especially the ones that have stuck through all of this with me. So stay tuned. That's all coming in March, and I'm super, I can't even, there aren't any words for how excited I am for all of this. It's really, it's taken a big weight off of my shoulder, but at the same time, I love that we get to present to you some super amazing minds and some super amazing hearts and some super amazing people. And you know, that's what all of this is about, is bringing people together and creating a network and creating community, and letting everybody know that you're not alone in all of this. And I think that that's always sort of been, you know, what I've tried to do with this channel. So I'm really excited to have other people join in the journey. And we'll see how it goes. Like, you know, I mean, we've had to really do a lot of shifting and up and down and stuff like that. But I super appreciate every single one of you for showing up when you do and leaving me messages and hitting that like button and sharing these videos too. That's amazing. So if you could leave me a message and say hi, I always appreciate those, and I read every single one of them, even though when I'm told I shouldn't be reading the messages that are left, I still do it, because I very much appreciate it. So thank you for being on this journey with me, and there's so much more to come. I have a couple of readings that are also available. I do have some spots this month for readings, so if you would like to get a solar return, if your birthday, if you're an Aquarius or you're a Pisces, you can get a solar return reading. I have some openings for that in February still. I have a love and relationship reading. It's not like who's coming towards you. The love and relationship reading is about your relationship style. And it's not just about love. It's about all the relationships that you have in your life. And we look at the past, we look at the present, and we look at the future. And we even will look at your birth chart. Because I want to get a holistic point of view on all of that. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. It's a live reading. You can find that on my website. I'll put that information, the direct link to that on my website. I only have like I think I have 4 spots left, 4 or 5, maybe 5 spots left to that. So, and maybe even, it depends on the time that I have left in February, actually, but I think I have room for 5 spots. So would love it if you guys did that. It's been a great reading. I've done a couple so far, and it's a new reading. I haven't seen anybody else do something like this, but it's gone really well, and everybody just comes out of it. Even I've come out of it just feeling really good helping. So take advantage of that. This is probably going to be the last year that I will be doing readings, personal readings. You know, I might do like 1 or 2, you know, throughout the coming years, but this year I'm going to try and do 1 reading each month that's a special, and that's what this one is. For February, it's the love and relationship one, and next month I'll come up with another one as well. So If you would like to get more content, the members have already received content for February. We did a whole February reading on all of the energies and did a tarot reading and everything, and that was cool. But yeah, if you're missing the content with me, the memberships, it's as low as $8.99 a month, and those get you all of the extended readings for the month. And then there's another level, the $24.99 a month, where you get Discord access. You get we just did the members only live yesterday, and that was so much fun. I do free readings for the members once a quarter in the top tier level. So yeah, that was really fun. I loved connecting with the members, but yeah, they have already received a lot of energy readings for February. And they'll be getting the general readings as well, just because they're there. And I appreciate them. I appreciate the membership so much. So, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember that this is a healing time. This is, yes, it's a time to manifest. Yes, it's a time to get going, but don't do that. Don't, mask all of the things. Don't mask all of the stuff that needs to heal by being busy. Don't do busy work and mask all of your stuff. Sometimes that's a lot harder, when it comes down to it. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.